Welcome to episode 198 of the Pharmacist Voice podcast. I'm the host, Kim Newlove. This is one of my drug name pronunciation episodes. Today, we're talking about generic Soma. How do these pronunciation episodes work? First, I break down drug names into syllables. Then I explain which syllable or syllables has the emphasis. I reveal the source of the information, and then I put the written pronunciations in the show notes so you can see them and use them right away. If you're new to my pronunciation episodes, welcome! The purpose of these pronunciation episodes is to provide the intended pronunciations of drug names from reliable sources so that you feel more confident saying them and less frustrated learning them. I hope this episode helps. Let's dive in. Soma is a muscle relaxer. The generic name is famously difficult to pronounce and has several variations. If you've never heard them, let me just share this 30-second clip of pronunciations from YouTube with you. This is for educational purposes only.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol, also carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol.
Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol.
All right, that was a great clip. There were 3 correct pronunciations in there. Did you hear them? They were sprinkled in with all the others. Here are the correct 3.
Carisoprodol.
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 Well done, gentlemen. Generic Soma is pronounced carisoprodol. Carisoprodol has 5 syllables. Now, in my humble opinion, all 5 of those syllables are slurred together, especially the first 2. Nevertheless, I will break down all 5 syllables for you now. The first syllable is C-A-R. This C has a hard K sound like carrot. The A is super short, so short that I think it's barely there, kind of like the children's toy K'Nex. On to the R slurs right into the second syllable, which is I. That's I, like eyeglasses. The third syllable is so, like you sew on a button. The fourth syllable is pro, like a pro football player. And the fifth and final syllable is doll, like dollar. Put it all together and you get carisoprodol. Carisoprodol. Say it again for me, gentlemen.
Carisoprodol.
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 Thanks, guys. Next, let me tell you which syllables have the emphasis. The second syllable, I, gets the secondary emphasis, and the fourth syllable, pro, gets the primary emphasis. What does that mean? Primary and secondary emphasis? It means that they're both emphasized. However, pro gets the most emphasis. See if you can hear it when I say it slowly. Carisoprodol. Carisoprodol. How did I know how to say carisoprodol? I found the pronunciation, the written pronunciation, in the USP dictionary online. And just a quick disclaimer, I do not work for USP and I am not compensated in any way for mentioning the USP dictionary online. I just happen to love that reference. Even though the written pronunciation of carisoprodol is in the dictionary, the spoken pronunciation is not provided. As in the 30-second YouTube clip that you heard earlier, I've heard carisoprodol pronounced many ways over the years. Comparing the spoken pronunciations to the written one pointed me to carisoprodol as the winner. As a reminder, generic drug names are not normal words, and you can't count on saying them right just by sounding them out. Therefore, the USP Dictionary Online is a handy resource for generic drug name pronunciations, and this podcast episode should be a good reference for you, too. That's all I've got for you today. Let's wrap this up. Carisoprodol is an intimidating drug name to say. I think we can all agree on that. That's why most people just call it Soma, whether it's the brand or the generic. I recommend you practice the pronunciation that you heard here today so that you feel confident saying it and stop being frustrated by not knowing how it's actually pronounced. You got this. Thanks for joining me today to learn how to say carisoprodol. To find the show notes for this episode, go to thepharmacistvoice.com, click on the podcast tab, and search for episode 198. In the show notes today, you'll find the written pronunciation for carisoprodol, a link to the USP Dictionary online, my social media links, and more. Next week, Mike Donahue from ConveyMed will be on the show to talk about pharmacy continuing education in podcast format. I love that topic, and I'm excited to share our interview with you. Thanks for listening today. I'll talk to you next week.